To be here, come in.
You who are hopeful and energized, come in.
Come into this community of your heart, where you have been held in love and in comfort, where you have shared your joy and your spirit, where you have asked questions because they felt they needed asking, where you have found friendship and companions, where you have sometimes not agreed and sometimes not felt comforted and sometimes not felt heard.
Bring your broken heart and your grief, share them.
Bring your confusion and your questions, share them.
Bring your anger and your pain, share them.
Bring your hope and your energy, share them.
For here in this place, we can be together. We can gather in all the conflicting emotions tumbling around in our heads and our hearts. We bring them together here and lay them on the altar of community. For community means that fragile, not perfect human beings can come together in the name of peace and seek to find peace again.
Peace,
Hope,
healing.
may it be so.
May it be so. And if you have a candle or a flashlight, let's all lift it right in front of our screens so that we can see all the light of this community. May it be so. And now is a time for us to engage in sharing the joys of concerns. And so if you have any joys or concerns, now is a time to lift them into our community for us to hold. You can unmute yourself and speak them forward.
I'd like to light a candle of concern for Chantal Dupuis. She had a successful open heart surgery this week, and I understand she's resting at home, and we just pray for her speedy recovery. And I'm thinking of my dear friend Beverly, who had a little trip to the hospital this week, and she's convalescing nicely too, feeling better. So. What?
You can do me too.
Oh, okay. Mark says it's okay for me to say he's convalescing from the aftermath of getting his COVID shot and getting a case of shingles. He's been miserable all week, so he's doing much better. This Mark.
Those of us who have had shingles feel that pain. Thank you. Any other joys or concerns or candles to light for?
Yes. I want to bring forward Stefan, a friend of ours, who is facing his own demise at this time with his wife, Laurie. Some of us will go sing for them this week.
Rob?
Would you please light a candle of concern for my cousin Lisa, who's had surgery for the 14th time and somehow gamely keeps surviving and continuing. Also a man in my men's group named Mark who had a bad fall and is in the hospital. I'd like to counterbalance that with a candle of joy. Deep gratitude to my daughter, who when she found out I was eligible for the vaccine, kept trying over and over like so many people. At one point, I thought my kid had refreshed her computer so many times the thing couldn't get any fresher or more impertinent. But she finally did secure a slot, and I have received my first vaccination of Moderna. So I'm deeply grateful for that.
Great news. Ellen?
Yeah, hi. Well, I've been struggling really for the last 6 months with a cough that doesn't go away and some breathing issues and my voice. For a while, I really had a very poor speaking voice, and I eventually got some help with some physical therapy for that. Oh, puppies, a little jealous. And so I guess I'm hoping I can find a way to heal. Doctors have not been very successful in helping me, and my singing voice, that's the part that hurts the most, I guess, is that I just can't sing anymore. So whether it comes back or not, I don't know, but probably not in the way it was. So that makes me very sad. But I mostly just feel kind of exhausted and sick all the time. So I don't know anymore. I've given up on doctors. I'm just going to try to heal myself. So thank you.
Thank you, Ellen. And I see Christy and Gary have raised a hand.
Well, we have, I'll raise the candle as well. We have 4 friends that are undergoing surgery or having some sort of serious illnesses. So raising a candle for Doug, Suzanne, Reed, and Wayne. I think I've actually mentioned Wayne in this group because I have permission to share this, Wayne Crouch, who some of you know. And also, we have a kitty who's basically in-home hospice sitting with us here. So we're just helping her transition as best we can and as comfortably as we can.
Oh, yes.
For everyone here. The other one's doing just fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Our animal companions are so important, and it's one of those losses that the sort of the culture as a whole doesn't really get, but those who are animal people who lose when it's so big. And yeah, thank you. Any other candles to light or joys or concerns to lift?
This is Roy in Bernardston. I want to give thanks to everyone who takes care of an animal. I recently put puppies on my stops at the gas station. They're wonderful and warm and friendly, and that particular breed is known to be ornery and mean and vicious. But these 2 puppies are wonderful. The people taking care of them are just great with them. So thank you to everyone who's taking care of an animal. And also, I'm very glad to have had my first COVID vaccine, looking forward to the second one. And I'm so grateful to all those people who created them and who bring them to us who are eager to have them. So thank you for all that.
Thank you, Roy. Dan, did you say that you saw somebody's hand?
Yeah, Rocky.
Oh, Rocky. Hi, Rocky.
Hi, good morning. I have 3 items. One, I'm very pleased that I got my second Pfizer shot on Monday this past week, so I think I'm good there. I'm recuperating from a surprising fall while skiing last week. A lot of delayed bruising is showing up, but I've managed to keep swimming, and I'm recuperating well from that. And just a candle of concern for the woman who grooms our 2 Bijans, and she's been in the hospital a couple of times with double pneumonia and high blood pressure issues. And so the dogs are getting kind of shaggy at this point in time, but they're quite clean, but they're not been groomed recently. Chris has been giving them baths and stuff, but we are not able to clip them, so they're getting a little sheep-like. Anyway, that's it for today.
Thank you, Rocky. We will
Sheeps are good. Keep up with the sheep.
I see Jennifer and Nancy. Unmute yourself.
I understand Ermery Jones from Greenfield just turned 97.
Can you say that again, please?
Ermery Jones from Greenfield, from All Souls Greenfield, just turned 97.
Oh, wow.
And she's still home with her son caring for her.
She's a fixture. That's fantastic. Thank you. Any other before we move? I see Al.
Just wanted to mention an ongoing concern for, of course, our friend David Kaner in Montague, who's still struggling with his Lou Gehrig's and it's only communicating by keyboard at this point. But I got a pop call from his cousin Cammie coming up from New York City and said, "Let's go play some tunes for David." And so we called up Cammie's brother Vandy, who happened to be his birthday, and we all popped into David's driveway yesterday afternoon, and we opened the window a little bit. We let the tunes flow through, and one of his caregivers also plays fiddle, and she said, "This is the first time I've been able to play with anybody for months." And it was just quite amazing that we could hear David's audio, and the guy is he's still cracking jokes. We were just completely blown away by it. It was a beautiful experience to brighten up a very gray day for all of us.
Thank you for lifting that, Al.
The thought for Peter Skolnick, who's coming out of the hospital from pneumonia.
Thank you. And Jenny?
We'd like to light a candle of shared sorrow and grief for our beloved friends Stephanie and Paul and their children who are grieving the sudden loss of their nephew this week.
Thank you. Okay, any others? Well, let us take all of these candles of care, these prayers of concern, these prayers of gratitude, and let us lift them together in our hearts. Let us also lift all of those words that are on our hearts that we do not share, that are just secret and private. Let us lift those too. And let us pour all of our concerns for the world, all of our love and our care for one another. And let us just for a moment put them into this meditation for loving kindness.
May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well.
invite you to join me in singing along with Sweet Honey in the Rock, We Are.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers. We are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of the ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We are mothers of courage, fathers of time, daughters of dust, sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy, brothers of love, lovers of life, and builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith, makers of peace, wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers. We are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of the ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. We're mothers of courage and fathers of time. We're daughters of dust and sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We're lovers of life and builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We're makers of peace and wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of the ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are one.
So this is a good time to for the young ones to join the breakout room for some stories.
If you don't have an invitation, or if you can't find it, sometimes you have to click on your screen or your pad. And otherwise, I can assign you if you wish.
Okay, are we good? Did it work?
I've got Jesse and Melissa in the RE room.
And Mary, please. Mary May Shark Stavely. Dan?
Are you listed as Mary and Tony, right?
No, Mary May Shark Stavely.
Mary's on a separate machine. I'll go help her.
That's okay. I found her. I just didn't find her in the list.
Okay, great. Awesome. So now we're turning into the work of doing ritual together. So before we can do the work of healing, we have to know at least a little bit what it is that we carry that is in need of healing. So this graphic that you're seeing represents somebody's idea of the parts of who we are and how we are. the 6 domains of well-being. So I invite you to begin this work just by turning inward and paying attention to what rises there, and to name gently and broadly the areas in you and your life that are in need of healing, where you are experiencing pain. You can also use this as an opportunity to name and focus on the pain of somebody you love who's in need of healing, and imagine them in your mind's eye and name these things for them or for the world as a whole. So take a moment now and just name the pain. And in that pain, with recognition and awareness and maybe the shape of it, I invite you to listen to this song which sets the words of Psalm 113 to words. And this is a lament. And do you feel that washing over you? And now we do the work of transformation. We are embodied creatures. We live in this body song, and this is where we experience everything. We experience all of our lives here in this body. And so I ask you to turn in and to ask yourself, where in your body do you experience the pain you've just named? And to take a moment to listen. Maybe that's scars, actual literal marks of where you've been and what you've been through. Maybe that's your heart, the symbolic heart, and or the literal heart. Maybe that's something in your chakras, a place where the energy and the vital life chi has gotten stuck. Wherever you notice a holding, a tightness, a pain, I invite you to rub your hands together to get them a little bit warm and to get the energy moving in your hands, and to lay your hands on that place and say to yourself or out loud, I see your pain. I welcome your wisdom. And I call you good. And in these next minutes, do this over and over again on all the places on your body that cry out for expression and for healing. I see your pain. I welcome your wisdom. I call you good. I see your pain. I welcome your wisdom. I call you good. I see your pain. I welcome your wisdom. I call you good. I see your pain. I welcome your wisdom. I call you good. I see your pain. I welcome your wisdom. I call you good. You can continue this over and over again as we listen now to a song called These Bodies, which pulls from which also pulls.
You gave us these bodies and you called them good. You gave us these bodies and you called them good. We are easily damaged. Have you seen the scars? That's just scratching the surface, more beneath where those are. You gave us these bodies and you called them good. You gave us these bodies and you called them good. May we love them as you do. Let us love them as you do. Inside, outside, through and through. Let us love them as you do. But we do so much damage. Have you seen the scars? We keep hurting each other. Sometimes that's just how we are. You gave us these bodies and you called them good. You gave us these bodies and you called them good. May we love them as you do. Let us love them as you do. Inside, outside, through and through. Let us love them as you do. These bodies, they are fearfully, wonderfully made. Don't believe the lies some say. No, our flesh and bones, our hearts and hands are loved in every way. Yeah, our flesh and bones, our hearts and hands are loved in every way. You gave us these bodies and you called them good. You gave us these bodies and you called them good. May we love them as you do. Let us love them as you do. Inside, outside, through and through. Let us love them as you do. Let us love them as you do.
And now I invite you to take 5 minutes and journal or draw whatever rose up in you, whatever there's there to capture. 30 seconds more. So a little later today, what I hope you'll do is to take those writings or drawings or whatever rose up in there and do something that will transform them. So you might rip it up in a whole lot of pieces and plant it in a plant, or sprinkle it to the winds. You might take your chalice candle outside safely, of course, and burn them and let the smoke take those up and out. You might tuck those writings or those drawings into somewhere safe and holy if you have one of those little boxes where you keep precious things. But for now, what I want you to do is to rub your hands again together and to cup your hands like this. This is really corny what we're about to do. I just want to warn you. I want you to imagine that your hands are filled with dandelion fluff. That all that just came up and out of you now has taken the form of those little fluffy dandelion wings that come after a flower has run its course. So hold your hands like this. And when I count to 3, we're going to blow. And we're going to blow the dandelion wings of our pain and the world's pain out into the ether. 1, 2, 3. And again. And pain is sticky, so we have to do it one more time. Yeah. Thank you for going there with me. I'm certainly not the first to suggest that our wounds may offer wisdom, that leaning into pain can be a path towards healing. The great Persian poet of the 13th century, Rumi, tells us the wound is where the light enters in. American songwriter Leonard Cohen sings, "There's a crack in everything. That's where the light comes in." Kintsugi is the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery by mending the broken places with powdered gold. Breakage and repair become part of the history of the thing, a place of beauty, a place where the ragged edges come together, rather than a place to hide or disguise. So what do you think? Has this been your experience? Have your raw edges become a place where light can enter in? Could that be your experience today? Martin Luther King Jr. said, "As my sufferings mounted, I soon realized that there were 2 ways in which I could respond to my situation, either to react with bitterness or seek to transform the suffering into a creative force. I decided to follow the latter course." In my own journey, as I continue to recover after being hit head on by a drunk driver nearly 4.5 years ago, this is the work I do day after day. This is what we're working on together. Out of my broken and healing body, my broken and healing heart, I offer you my blessing. Will you close your eyes to receive it? As you breathe into this life, this new moment, may you too seek the latter course. May you thrive in the tender newness of life after this long, hard year. May you revel in your brokenness and the unmistakable fact that you are still alive, that you still get to love. May you offer the world the wisdom and the gifts you've now earned and received. Step fully into this new day and make it count. And remember that you and all that carries you are exactly enough to walk your particular path. May it be so. May it be so. May it be so. But I am not the only one who offers you love and blessings today. No, my friends, you are about to receive a love letter from the source of all being to you.
You with the sad eyes, don't be discouraged, or I realize it's hard to take courage in the world full of people. You can lose sight of it all. The darkness inside you can make you feel so small. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, oh, like a rainbow. Show me your smile. Show me your smile. Don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing. When this world makes you crazy and you take it all you can bear, just call me up, 'cause you know I'll be there. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, oh, like a rainbow. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful. I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful, so beautiful, like a rainbow.
And we close today with the final ringing of the bell. My friends, I send you with blessings and love. Go now in peace and in power. And I believe if you are interested in staying for a virtual coffee hour, that Dan can set up rooms or we can stay.
Yeah, let me check in with the RE group. I don't want to disturb that. Actually, I'm not sure if I can set up new breakout rooms without stopping that one, but let me check.
Julie, thank you so much. That felt so intimate.
We should go, huh? Yep.
Despite our big bang.
I'm so glad. I'm so, so glad.
Thank you, Julie.
Oh, you're welcome. I nearly started giggling when I said about how you're getting a love letter from the source of all universe. I mean, I know that I'm regularly kind of corny, but it just struck me in that moment. Oh my God.
We love your corniness.
It was perfect.
I just want to know how you got those dandelion flowers to fly from your computer to mine.
I'm good. No.
I just love that service so much, Julie.
Oh, thank you, Sandra.
Very, very moving.
Well, you know, one of the I regularly plan for what ends, I think this would have been like a 2-hour service. So I ended up cutting some things as we went because I know you all have places to go, things to do. So next month you're going to see a couple of my leftovers that I just love. That's a teaser for next month.
And the breakout rooms are labeled and open, and you're welcome to stay here in the virtual parish hall. If you don't see an invitation to a breakout room, you might try clicking on your screen or looking at the bottom for a little thing that says breakout rooms.
It's there. You gotta hang out, Sandra.
Got it.
So Paula, you wanted to go somewhere and you can't get there? Is that what you're saying? Let's see. Go to the gallery. Yeah, thank you, Julie. That was much needed.
I'm glad that landed well.
Not a complaint, just a question, that the petals of the flowers didn't include anything about mental health.
Yeah, no, I thought that could fall in the lens of emotional health. I didn't want to add something that sort of mental illness, mental health, that has a little bit of a judgment on both sides. And so I hoped that it would kind of fall in across domain. It also didn't say anything about systemic injustice. There are a lot of different models for, domains of well-being, and some of them have 15 petals. And so I chose this one just because I thought it was like cleanest, simplest, and hoped that people would be able to find that their broadness would hold. I hear what you're saying, and I think if I use it again, I would like to.
I think a simple way to get around that judgment, because believe me, I have felt the sting of the stigma on many an occasion.
Yeah.
I think a simple way to get around that is just there's physical things and there's psychological things.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be an easy way to sort of slice that onion.
You're right. Thank you.
Julie, one of the things that worked for me today with your service is that your face has been there in the middle of the screen, like looking straight forward most of the time and not much behind you. So it's been, it felt more direct, and thank you. Oh, and by the way, Leonard Cohen was Canadian born.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no big whoop.
I love that saying, no big whoop. That's straight out of my childhood too.
And I just saw in my journal from last year that the last service we had at All Souls was on the second Sunday in March, the 8th.
Yeah. That's right, because Purim, I tracked it by Purim rather than the
Yeah.
traditional calendar.
Yeah. And the next Sunday, the first thing I wrote was no church. And then I just didn't write anything for the other Sundays. Yeah.
Took a little while to figure it out.
Oh, and by the way, how is your healing doing? Your physical?
Thank you for
That earlier. I can't see you moving around.
So I'm still walking with my arm crutches,
Yeah.
but I'm walking farther and farther and better, and I can easily walk 1.5 miles. I mean, whoo,
Yeah.
that's just feels great. I still probably have 2 more surgeries in front of me, which is the not so great part.
Ugh.
But they hopefully will be surgeries that will increase my mobility and well-being and decrease pain. So
Yeah.
those will be good things when that happen. And those probably will be the last. And then I'll just be living with what I got.
Yeah. Are you coming back to Greenfield?
Oh yes, I'm going back and forth and back and forth.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes. So
All right.
Russ, how is your health healing?
Yes.
I'm doing pretty darn well. I have no more restrictions. I can lift more than 10 pounds at a time, so it's not so hard for me to go and do laundry now. And and I go to the hospital, to the cardio rehab. So 3 times a week I'm doing exercises and on machines. So I'm looking forward to, non-winter weather and being out there again.
Oh boy.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Yeah.
You have to find what works for you.
Oh yeah.
I think in recovery, I had a spinal trauma, which I collapsed 3 vertebrae and ripped all the connective tissue off the rear of my pelvis.
Yeah.
And by golly, it was in the fall, but by the next June,